conversation, whatever. Dale fuego, dale fuego. Hey everyone, welcome to Grafted and Him, and we are back with another video. What are we doing?
We're gonna talk about letting them go. Negative influence.
Period. Let him go. Let him go.
Oh yeah. Let them go. Dale. Come on. Let them go.
And let's get on with today's video.
Okay, so first let's talk about know that you matter most. We can try and help others and be there for them, showing them the right way of living. And by that I mean introducing them to God. And I can speak for the both of us. We had friends that wanted to walk with us, but it didn't matter how much we tried to influence them in the right way, they still chose their ways, like keeping their negative, behaviors. And we need to understand that this is not for everybody, so why keep trying to change them?
Right.
We need to understand that and let them go and know who are your true sisters and brothers. And we can prove that in Matthew 12:50. It says, anyone who does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sisters and mother. Realize the influence they are making, please. Believe it or not, those influence can affect us a lot. Once you realize it, you need to snap out of it, like literally snap out of it. And remember that we're meant to be leaders, not followers. Point that. Do it again. Followers.
Blah, blah.
We're not from this world. We have said it before. We're not from the world.
We're aliens.
We're aliens. Call us aliens or whatever. We're separated. So why are we letting those type of people influence us? Why?
I feel like it's just part of our carnal ways. It's just like natural for us. But I feel like what we're trying to say here, especially what she's saying here, is that we have to overcome that and be like, yo, we're bigger than them. Like, God is bigger than them, so that means that we can overpower them.
Exactly. So I want to go to John 17:19. The world will love you as one of its own if you belong to it. But you are no longer part of the world. No longer. I choose you to come out of the world, so it hates you. And I don't care. The world can hate me, and I don't care.
They hate us now?
Exactly. Because I know someone who loved me even more than the world, and that is God.
And I feel like the most important thing about understanding negative influence is that a lot of people that aren't in the kingdom of God are in the same environment every single day. And they get hurt in that environment, they get influenced in that environment, they get taken advantage of in that environment, that negative environment in the world. And then they are like, okay, I'm not gonna let that, consume me, I'm gonna do better. But they still hang out in the same environment. Listen, you can't heal in the same environment that hurt you.
Exactly.
There's just no way there's no common sense in that. And we've seen that. We've seen so many environments in the world, in school, where people get hurt and they still want to live by that.
I can speak it because I lived it.
Exactly. Testimonies
coming through.
Know their intentions. And remember that everyone's intentions comes from the heart. So, Ephesians 5:13, but their evil intentions will be exposed when the light shines on them. Just because you are influencing someone in a negative way doesn't mean that your intentions will not come out to the light. You can't hide from God. That's just something that you can't ever do. You feel like you're doing something alone and that you're talking behind someone's back, or that you're saying that you're going to do one thing and then you show a different thing. Intentions show a lot, and you're not keeping it to yourself. Everyone knows once God shines light on that situation.
Get on with your life.
Get on with your life.
God's life. We get wrapped up in fixing someone else's life when we should be focusing in our relationship with God. What He wants me to do in the ministry with my brothers and sisters and my family. Don't try to fix someone that doesn't want to be fixed. Proverbs 4:25-27. Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil.
Everything serves His plan. So don't worry about the people that God has removed from your life. They were there for a purpose, and we all know that. A lot of people say, hey, everything happens for a purpose, but what purpose are you thinking about? Because we think about something different. Every friend is not going to be a lifelong friend, and if they walk away from you, don't stand there and cry over what was, because if God needed them for the future, they would have stayed. But they didn't. They left. It's like what we read in Matthew. Anyone who does the will of God is my brother and sister and mother. So I've had an encounter not too long ago where an old companion, I guess you could say, where were telling me their testimony and all that, and I was listening, and the first thing that came to mind was, not because of that person specifically, but because of all the friendships that I've had never benefited me, and I'm sure you can relate too. We've both obviously been through it, where many other the friendships that we've had never benefit us. They always hurt us. That environment always hurt us. So I was like, yo, I understand, but the only relationships that I'm having with anyone is those who do the will of God. Those are the only ones that I'm accepting, I guess you could say. Because remember, like I said before, you can't heal in the same environment that hurt you. So I left that environment. We left that environment. We're like, we're done. We're not doing that.
I'm not going back.
Exactly. We're not going back. We're letting them go. We're now entering into God's environment, to His kingdom, which is going to help us heal, which is going to renew us. So now that we've read a couple of these points, we have a deeper understanding on how important it is to let go of these negative influences that us as youth always get on a constant, every single day, 24/7, whether you're in school, whether you're with your friends or out in the world, literally anything that is in God's environment. It's so important to see the influence that they can have negatively, and how important it is for God's children to leave that environment and come to God's environment. And also remember that when you are fighting against someone that is going against you, like our friendships that we've had that wanted to walk in what we walk, but then they see the price, they see the trouble, they see the work that they have to put through, they stop, look away, and they're like, I'm not doing this. I have other friends, I have all of this materialistic things that I don't want to let go. The majority of them say that. But remember that how their behavior is and how they react is the only answer you need as to your relationship with them. Like how they react to what you say, how they react to you saying, this is what I want to do, I'm inviting you to do this. Them walking away is enough of an answer for you to be like, okay, well, that wasn't a really good friend. Like, if you don't notice that, I am so sorry.
So sorry for you.
That is really bad for you. Because dang, these people are hurting us. They're trying to hurt us, and they've hurt people before intentionally with all these really bad, evil intentions, and they have the nerve to come and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. Then they leave you.
Hurting you again.
They hurt you, and then all of a sudden you have to be the one dealing with it, and no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. They are going to get the consequences that God is going to put in their lives, and you're just going to sit still, watch what's going to happen, because it's not your job to do what God is doing. You're not God.
Exactly.
So first of all, stay seated. Don't do anything about that. Anything about that person, anything about that friendship, let them go. Work on yourself. Like she said, you matter. God matters. Focus on that first. Focus on your family. Focus on God. Make Him a priority. Focus on your career. Why are you focusing on your boyfriend? Why are you focusing on your ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend? They didn't give you enough value to stay, so why are you putting so much pressure on yourself? if they didn't value you in the first place, you didn't value yourself. And you have to understand that God values you enough to separate you from the world. And you're dumb enough to stay and be like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to go out there and get influence. I'm going to go out there and hook up with people. I'm going to go out to the club. I'm going to go out and drink. You're stupid for that. God's children don't work like that. They don't. And we've only been seeing just like a little bit of that influence. We don't even want to know the rest of it.
No. No.
Not at all. And we also have to understand that those friendships, those people that are there to get you from point A to point B. Not for you to stay there, not for them to keep you there. God put them there for a reason, is for your process, but if they leave, God didn't want them there in the first place. So keep quiet, settle down, calm down, do what you gotta do, and work on yourself. We've all had our fair share of bad influence. It's time to bring some righteous influence into this world. It's our job to do so. And if it starts with 3, we can make 1 billion of them.
Exactly.
So, yeah. That's all we got.
That's all we got for today's video.
So, stay tuned for Brotherhood this week. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't fall from my bed. She's climbing my bed. Oh my God. She made it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and shalom.
Shalom. Let them go.
Let them go.